Okay, so I actually liked Empire of Death a lot more than most people. And while it is undoubtedly flawed in several respects, the revelation concerning Ruby Sunday's mother represents a conceptually astute and intellectually engaging narrative choice for me, even if its execution ultimately falls a bit short. So hear me out on this one. Across Doctor Who's 14th season, or season 1, depending on how you're counting it, the question of Ruby's parentage functions as a recurring motif. Her mother is introduced as a figure veiled in mystery. Why does it always snow around Ruby? Why does the question of her identity continue to return, and why is it carrying such apparent narrative weight? And the eventual answer, that Ruby Sunday's mother is just someone, an entirely ordinary woman without cosmic or historical significance, serves as a deliberate narrative subversion. It resonates with Russell T Davies's long-standing thematic interest in locating the extraordinary within the ordinary, a concern previously explored through characters like Donna Noble. Yet in this instance, the subversion is rendered so literal, it risks deflating the dramatic tension carefully built around this mystery. I think the aim of this was to be read from more of a metatextual perspective. Ruby's mother functions not simply as a narrative character, but as a reflection of audience and character desire. The Doctor's assumption that her identity must be meaningful or exceptional or cosmically significant somehow mirrors our own genre-conditioned expectations. Within the logic of science fiction, and particularly within Doctor Who, mysteries are presumed to culminate in transformative revelations. By withholding that expected payoff, Davies instead proposes a more philosophical intervention, that meaning is not uncovered but imposed, and that the stories we tell about people often carry more narrative weight than the biographical facts of their lives. Now, this is undeniably a bold and intellectually ambitious move, perhaps a little too ambitious given the constraints of the episode's structure. Television, particularly long-running and family-oriented science fiction, is a medium built on the mechanics of narrative resolution. Viewers are conditioned to expect closure and catharsis, particularly when a mystery has been sustained over an entire series. The absence of a traditional payoff in this case has understandably been interpreted by many as anticlimactic rather than philosophically provocative. The issue, I would argue, lies not in the concept itself, but in the manner of its delivery. The episode gestures towards significant themes, chosen family, emotional projection, the constructedness of meaning, but these are all compressed into the final minutes of a story that's already burdened by the return of a major villain and a universe-threatening climax. The philosophical reveal, therefore, feels a little underdeveloped, arriving too late and too abruptly to resonate as fully as it had potential to. Consequently, it risks being misread as a narrative failure or simply a non-event. Nevertheless, the central idea that Ruby's mother matters because both we and the Doctor choose to believe she does is, to my mind, a compelling one. It reframes narrative significance as a function of emotional investment rather than of intrinsic or exceptional importance within the story's universe. And for such a revelation to resonate, however, the narrative must allow space for reflection and thematic development. And while Empire of Death gestures towards these possibilities, it ultimately fails to fully realise them. But despite its shortcomings, I find the attempts to push the boundaries of genre convention intellectually provocative and worthy of attention.